What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here with the week's hottest topics, you guys. These are going to be the hot topics for the week of December 24th, I believe. Yeah, 24th through December the 30th, you guys. So, New Year's Eve is Sunday, and then New Year, we have a new year, 2023. So, um, I will see you guys again on Sunday for sure. Well, I'll see you guys for Love After Lockup, as well as the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion starts this weekend. So that probably will be up on Sunday sometime. I don't know when, but it'll be up Sunday, or it might be up late Saturday. Who knows? It's just gonna be up Sunday. So yeah. But before we go ahead and get into these hot topics, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video. And with that out of the way, you guys, without further ado, let's discuss what is hot and what is trending this week, shall we? All right, you guys, so we got to start up with the Tory Lanez case, right? So last Friday, when I went out to eat, I was uploading the video as I was, at the bar getting my food. And I just saw it just come across my time. I was on Instagram, and it just hit the timeline that Tory Lanez, the verdict has come out, the jury has deliberated, and they have made their decision, right? So I was like, fudge. And I then went to the community tab and I had to let you guys know, like, hey, so I just put up the Hot Topics video. It's uploading. Actually, at that time, it was processing because I had just put the ads on it, so it was still processing. I was like, crap. So I was thinking, like, do I do a special video or do I just wait until this week? And I just decided to wait until this week to talk about it, you guys, because more stuff has come out since then. So Tory was, found guilty on all three charges, right? Now, here's the thing that I want to point out to people. Number one, Meg didn't press charges against Tory Lanez. It was the state who pressed charges against him, right? Meg was trying to protect Tory. So for everybody who keeps, and it's interesting, when you think about a lot of people, they are vilifying Meg and making Tory out to be the victim. And I do want to put this out there. Tory Lanez put himself in his position. Let's keep it a buck with each other, right? He put himself in his position because he should never have been in possession of a firearm in the first fucking place. Like, that's number one. He should not have been in the possession of a firearm. And then the firearm was discharged. So if anybody, and then I know his dad went out there, addressed the public, and talking about this is a complete miscarriage of justice. Sir, your son would have been found guilty either way it go on a charge. He should not have had the gun. I want his daddy to be like, okay, son, you were wrong. Like, and then he had the audacity to sit there and blame Jay-Z. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what the hell does Jay-Z have to do with this, right? And then what really cemented it for me was, I don't know what day it was, but I was on Instagram, and I was on Twitter. And I saw that somebody had started a petition, and they have a lot of signatures on that petition to appeal his case. And I was just sitting here thinking to myself, like, you guys have got to be stupid as fuck to believe that a petition is going to make any bit of a difference in this case. I'm pretty positive Tory's lawyers have already started the appeals process. Will he get an appeal? I doubt it. Like, I really doubt that he's going to get an appeal because, again, he was not supposed to have a gun. So I know people can say Meg lied and whatnot. Okay, that still doesn't take away the fact that the man was in possession of a gun and he should not have been in possession of a gun. So At some point, people gotta hold Tory accountable for the shit that he did as well. Like, y'all want to blame Meg for everything. Meg isn't to blame for it. Like I said earlier, she did not press the charges against him. She didn't tell what really happened in the beginning. So if y'all want to say anything, in the beginning she was trying to protect him. But he started running his fucking mouth. And that's where that's where everything got to where it is. Tory. Like, let's call a spade, and let's call Tory out. Let's hold Tory Lanez accountable for what he's done. And then, I saw that they had his son in the courthouse. And I was like, so was that having his son in the courthouse, was that supposed to potentially sway the jury and make them say, oh, he has a young son. We should not find him guilty. Again, the man was not supposed to have a gun, so they would have found him guilty on something. Even if it wasn't for shooting Meg, they would have found that man guilty. Let's keep it real. Let's be real with each other. Let's be real. He would have been found guilty. I just didn't understand why his son was in the court. I mean, again, like I said, was it trying to garnish sympathy, empathy from the jurors? I don't know. And then the fact that people, I don't know, you guys. I really don't know. So the latest thing that just happened is that there's an audio recording of him when he was in jail, and it's Kelsey. So Kelsey's on the phone, and he's talking to Kelsey. And you can hear him apologizing. Now, some people are probably gonna say he's apologizing for, shooting Meg. He didn't say that, so I'm not gonna assume what he was apologizing for. I'm just gonna say he was apologizing, right? Some people might say he was apologizing for shooting Meg. Some people may say he was just apologizing for the situation they were all involved in. Who knows? I don't know. So I'm not gonna guesstimate. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not gonna do any of that. If you guys can let me know what you think down in the comment section about that. At this point, I just want this to just kind of, just blow on over, and I want Meg to, feel like feel whole again, right? Feel like how she felt prior to this whole ordeal happening, right? I want that to happen for her. I also want Kelsey to go see the inside of a jail too, right? Because Kelsey, number one, you perjured yourself on the stand. That is the biggest thing that bothers me about Kelsey. You perjured yourself. So I want her to come up on some perjury charges. Definitely want her ass on some perjury charges. And I mean, even if you just listen to, again, we don't know what happened, right? So we don't know if just Tory shot at Meg, or if Kelsey and Tory shot at Meg. We don't really know that, right? But we know that something did happen, right? With her pleading the fifth and the immunity, something happened that Miss Kelsey was trying to protect herself from. So that's really all I got. Like I said, I just really kind of just want this to just blow on over, because at this point I'm just a little bit tired, right? Just a little bit tired. But I can only imagine if I'm tired, I can only imagine what Meg is feeling, right? But like I said, I hope she's doing good. I hope she's able to just, say, I got justice, and now be able to put this ordeal behind her. I do hope that she has a therapist that she's talking to, or just anybody that she can confide in, and just tell people how she feels about this whole thing happening. I do wish that for her, right? And with Tory, I don't want anything significantly bad to happen to him, but you were found guilty, so you gotta pay you do the crime, pay the time, right? And I'm not talking about the shoot. I'm just talking about in general, right? Because once again, the man should not have had a gun in the first place. Let's just remember that fact. He should have never had the gun. Never. So yeah, in the comment section, you guys, we can discuss it. Let me know what you guys think about the verdict. Are you happy with what happened, or are you not? And it's okay if you say, yeah, I'm happy that, justice was served for Meg. Or you can say, or you could be like Tory Lane's dad and feel that, it's, oh God, before we move on, speaking of his dad, there were a lot of people, and I saw a lot of black women that were saying, oh, this is throwing another black man, we're putting another black man behind bars. Moniece Slaughter. Moniece. Go worry about your baby daddy and him showing his, inside out butthole on camera. Go worry about that. Go take care of your son. Go do something. Go make some music. Go do whatever you do. But what we not that was one of the things that was just really pissing me off last weekend. And I think that's one of the reasons why I did not discuss it last weekend, because of the fact that there were so many people and so many black women who I saw and actually the person who started the petition is a black woman, right? And it's like, y'all always say protect black women, right? But this was an attack against a black woman, and it was by a black, never mind. But for everybody to keep saying, oh, we taking another black man away from his son, we putting another black man behind bars, I will repeat it one more time for everybody in the back to hear. Tory should never have had a gun in the first place. That is the reason he went to trial. He shouldn't have been in possession of a firearm. Blame him for that situation. He put himself in a situation of having a firearm in his car. Even if you want to say it was his, but wasn't it registered? Never mind. Yeah. So yeah, if we gonna sit here and don't try to play that whole, I'm okay with people in the comments saying, if you feel that, he was this was unjust, that's fine. And you can put an explanation in the comment section, right? But we still have to think logically. Even if they didn't find, even if they didn't charge him on, even if it wasn't on all three, he definitely would have got at least 1 or 2 charges, right? Because again, he wasn't supposed to have the gun. But that's neither here, but that's all I got for you guys. Once again, chime in the comment section. Let me know what you think about, the verdict. Do you agree with it or do you not agree with it? If you disagree with it, did you sign a petition? Now, if you signed a petition, let me ask you a question. Why? That's not being shady. I'm just asking a general question. If you signed a petition, why? Because I don't understand. You guys do know that the petitions don't do anything to the courts, right? That's not how it works. Like I said on Twitter, instead of doing a petition, why not do a GoFundMe so that way y'all can at least put money on his books? That's helpful. That's a suggestion. That's a thought. Create a GoFundMe. Raise a little bit of money for him. Put money on his books so that way he can buy stuff at commissary. That's a suggestion. That's all I got. Comments section below. Like I said, comments below. If you agree with it, disagree with it, signed a petition, why you signed a petition, and let me know what you think about the recording. Do you think he was admitting guilt for shooting Meg, or do you just think he was just apologizing for the whole situation that they had to be involved in? Let me know in the comment section below. We're going to pause here and move forward. All right, guys. So the next story, hilarious, baby. When I tell you guys, I watched that video so many times. It was the most funniest thing that I ever saw in my life. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I am talking about the fight that ensued in the Waffle House down in Austin, Texas, right? Now, I love Waffle House. Waffle House is a place that I go to. I usually go on a Sunday, right? Go Sunday morning, maybe about, between 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning, right? Get me a waffle with bacon and a Coke, or maybe a chocolate chip waffle, whichever one, right? So that is my spot to go to, man. So I saw the video circulating, and and at the time I didn't see the full video. I think at the time all I saw was Becky with the good hands just uppercutting uppercutting some chick. I mean, she was uppercutting the shit out that girl, right? So, and it was on Twitter when I saw. So I then went and I was like, okay, let me type into my search bar on Twitter, Waffle House fight, right? So, damn it, I unplugged myself. Sorry, you guys. All right, you guys, we're back. So, Becky with the good hands, right? So what was I saying? Oh, so we I typed it in on Twitter, Waffle House fight, right? So now I don't know how this fight ensued. I don't know how it started, right? But I know how it ended. It was hilarious. So you see these girls, they were going back and forth with the workers, right? Baby, this is why I could never, like, I did not like, when I worked for the general public, I hated it because of shit like this, because people think just because you at work that, and you come at me, baby, we will fight. Actually, speaking of which, last night, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, right? And there was this guy there was a waiter, and this older white man, they got in it, and the guy, the waiter is black, right? His boss had to push him back towards the kitchen because him and the old white man were going back and forth with each other. And I was looking at that man and the older white man. I'm like, ooh, sir, please don't put your hands on him, because that is gonna be elder abuse, right? I don't know what the argument was about, but the black man was ready to fight. But the white man ended up leaving, right? So that's one of the reasons why because I used to work for Hertz, and that was my least favorite. I hated that job. I hated every waking moment of going to that job, because there were 2 instances where I wanted to fight somebody, and each time I wanted to fight somebody, it was because one of the assholes threw a damn key at one person threw a key, he tossed it, and it went past my ear. And then another man, he tossed it, and he tossed it. He just chunked it right towards my face, and I was like, oh, that's what we doing. The first one, I had just started working on, so I'm like, ooh, you can't whip his ass like you want to because you need this job. The last time I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like, I'll go to jail for beating your ass. And he called my coworker a bitch. He called the woman at the 800 number out her name, and eventually we had to tell him to leave. And that was a whole situation right there, because he didn't want to leave, right? But that's neither here. I'll tell you guys this story deep. I'll give you guys a story time about that at some point, and go deep into how that situation even came about, right? And that was really the moment where I was like, I'm ready to quit this job because y'all don't care about us. So yeah, remind me sometime. I'm gonna tell you guys about that story, because it's an interesting story, and especially interesting what my general manager did. I was like, why would you do that? And he was like, oh, we did it, but we're gonna do. And I want to fight him too, because I'm like, so you sitting here saying that it's okay for somebody to come in here, call her a bitch, and try to attack. He actually did try to fight me, but I told him, this ain't what you want, homie. Bro, this ain't what you want, because I will leave. We can go outside and we can go wherever the hell you want to go and catch the fade, right? Like, I told him, this ain't what you want. I promise you, you can't handle me if I fight you. So the Waffle House, I don't know how it started, right? I really don't know how that fight started. But so when you see the video, you can see the black girls. They were, and I say black girls because it was a white girl they were fighting with, right? So you can see those girls, and they were around where the workers are, right? And at some point, I think they moved around, and I saw something just shatter. And I was like, what the fuck was that shattered? Then I finally realized, because I fast forwarded back, and I saw the little white girl with the little thing that the coffee pot. I couldn't think of that. She had the coffee pot in her hand. I was like, that's what she threw at that girl. Baby, she threw that coffee pot at that girl and shattered it, right? So then the one girl got up, 2 of them actually got up on the counter. One of them, she fell. I was like, baby, That was embarrassing. When you hopped up on that counter and then you slipped and fell, I was like, girl, that was the moment you got your ass whooped. But nope, it didn't. So she got up, and the white girl was just bing, 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 just uppercutting her, just hitting, just whooping her ass. Becky was giving her the business, right? So then, while she was whooping her ass, her friends jumped in, and that's where they lost me at. When the friends jumped in, baby, your friend stepped to that white girl and she wrecked her ass, and then y'all jumped in. Then another worker came around. She's a black girl. She came around. Then she started swinging, and I'm like, oh my God, this is a hot ass mess. So then I think at some point they separated it, and then you see them with the metal chairs, right? And they threw the chair at the white girl, and she caught the chair. And it wasn't until just yesterday that I finally realized how she caught the chair, because it's been all over social media where they've been playing the Avengers, where they've been playing the Marvel theme for her, talking about she should be an Avenger. She damn well should be, because baby girl was giving him the business, right? But I noticed in a slowed down version of the video that she had a cast iron skillet in her hand. I was like, God damn, baby, she was ready for them. She was ready, like she was ready, because she had already uppercutted the one girl. So she was like, shit, if y'all come at me again, baby, somebody finna get hit with this goddamn skillet, and you finna have a knot upside your head. I'm pretty positive, baby girl who she was uppercutting, if her jaw wasn't bleeding, I'm pretty sure she got black eyes. Damn. I mean, they were going bananas in that damn Waffle House. But it goes to show you, never judge a book by its cover, because I bet you they thought, oh, this white bitch ain't gonna, because I'm pretty positive everybody said, this white bitch, you ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna touch me, hoe. Fuck you, bitch. And all that kind of stuff, right? I can kind of hear it. And they're in Texas, so. But Becky, with the good hands, was wrecking shop, baby. She was wrecking shop. But I mean, and I don't know what happened to ensue that brawl. But when you go into these establishments, you never know what somebody's going through in their personal lives, right? That's one thing. You don't know what people are going through in their personal lives. Just like they don't know what you're going through, but you're coming in there for a service, right? Maybe you get bad service, right? You get bad service. That happens more times than not, right? Where you get bad customer service. But the solution is not to go and fight somebody. The solution is not to cause chaos, right? If you feel like you got bad service, ask for the manager. If they don't want to give you the manager's information, ask for the general manager's information. Like, ask for management. And if they don't want to give it to you, call an 800 number. Tell them you have bad service at such and such and such and such, right? Because that's what used to happen at Hertz, right? That's what used to happen all the time when people get upset because we didn't have cars, or the car wasn't, or they didn't like the car. They would call the 800 number. It would go up to the, it would go up, and then it would come right back down. And that's really what it is. They're going to escalate it up, and then they're going to get it to a manager. Like, I've been in plenty of situations where I've had bad customer service. Oh, speaking of which, I think I need to respond to that email. I don't know if it's in my personal email or if it might be my personal. But I had a situation where I went to a McDonald's a few months ago and never responded. And I sent an email out because what happened is I ordered something through the mobile app. And when I got there, they were like, oh, well, our soda machine is down. And when I go to McDonald's, all I order is a large French fry, medium French fry, and a Coke. So they were like, our soda machine was down. And I was like, but you still charged me for it. They were like, no, we didn't. I'm like, girl, I can see this motherfucking receipt, and this receipt says $1. And I'm not gonna sit here and I was like, you know what? And I told her, I'm like, because I asked her, I'm like, you forgot to give me my soda. And then they didn't even tell me when I pulled in that, hey, we don't have sodas right. Our soda machine is down. If you had to just said your soda machine was down, I would have been cool with it, right? But you didn't say nothing until after I asked you for my soda because I was like, hey, where's my soda at? And she was like, oh, well, our soda machine is down. I was like, but I was still charged for this soda, so are y'all gonna give me a refund? And the little helper had an attitude. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave before I cuss you out. So I drove off and I filed a complaint saying that you guys charged me for a soda, but I never got the damn soda. And the manager, she did email me and she asked me for my address, which I never responded to it. She asked me for my address and I guess she was gonna send me something. I never responded to it. I guess I should respond to it, huh? Shouldn't I? Maybe I should. But like only thing I get from McDonald's is some French fries and a soda. I don't really need a voucher. I mean, it would be nice. It really would be. So I respond to that email, and then I go to Cheddar's, and there was one time I had a really bad. I had two really bad experiences. One bad experience was when they brought my food out. It had the longest strand of hair in it, and I was like, I am not eating this. And I sent it back to the man. I said, That's actually happened more than once, but this was the one time where I lifted up my chicken and I was like, I'm not eating it. I'm like, there is somebody's hair is up under my chicken. And so they gave me what the general manager, they knew me too. That's why she did it. She was like, I am so sorry. She says, because she asked me, she says, are you the one that come in and you sit at the end of the bar all the time? I was like, that's me. She's like, she's like, I am so sorry. She says, I know who you are. You come in every Friday and we know your order, right? She's like, I am so sorry that happened to you. She says, give me your address. I was like, okay. And she's like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you some vouchers, right? She sent me she sent me $60 worth of vouchers because each one of them was $10. So she sent me 6 individual vouchers for $10, and I was like, and she's like, she was apologetic. She was like, you come in every week. She's like, we appreciate you. She's like, we don't want to lose. I'm like, girl, you don't have to worry about losing my business. Just make sure that shit don't happen again where there's hair in my food. I don't just make sure that there's no hair in my food, and we'll be fine. Actually, yeah, that was that time where the hair was up under my chicken. Then there was one time I get cheese fries. There was one time there was some hair baked into the cheese, and I saw it as soon as they brought it. I'm like, oh, that's nasty. So I've had issues even with the one up here in Dallas, and they be like, oh, the general manager, she knows me here as well. So this time was in my hometown. And she was like, oh my God. She's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I apologize. And she was like, and I was like, because what happened is there was hair it was hair in one thing. And she was like, she said, everything is on me. I was like, are you sure? She was like, yeah. She's like, she says, I apologize. I said, there was nothing wrong. At that time, it was that particular moment, there was nothing wrong with my cheese fries. It was just my chicken that it was a little gummy, and then there was hair in the goddamn French fries. I was like, why do I always get hair in my food? So she was like, I am so sorry. She's like, that is complete, she says, I'm sorry. She says, I'll take care of it. The meal is on me. I was like, are you sure? She was like, yeah, it's on me. I was like, I'm like, I'm cool with paying for what I ate. Like, I'm cool with paying for this. She's like, no, don't worry about it. I'm taking care of it. I was like, if you say so. I'm like, so she said, yeah. But I did say to her, I do want to leave a tip. I do want to leave a tip for the waitress. And she was like, okay. So she was like, I'll charge you just maybe $1 for whatever. And I was like, cool, that's fine. I just want to leave the waiter a tip. She was like, okay. So I left the waiter a tip. And the bartender came over and she was apologizing. I'm like, you don't have to apologize. I'm not upset. Like, I'm not mad. Y'all are gonna see me next week, so it's not a big deal, right? But I know in hospitality, you want to make sure that your guests are taken care of. And I appreciate that. And so I said all of that to say, be mindful. You just get a little bit more when you're nicer to people. If you're rude to people, they're gonna come back at you. If you come at people with positivity, you never know. They may say, you know what? Don't worry about what she might be having a bad day. Don't worry about that. The meal is on us. Or here, let me give you XYZ, and the next time you come in, let me know when you come in again, and I'll take care of you, and I'll make sure everything is cooked to perfection or whatever. Like, that's all that it is, you guys. Just be nice to people. That's all I gotta say is be nice to people. I even had a situation where it took them 30 minutes, it took them an hour for me to get my food, and there was a man that was sitting next to me. He was like, you've been sitting here longer than I have, and I got my food. And I said, exactly. And the GM came out and said, you know, I apologize for the wait. You don't have to worry about paying for it because that was on us. You were here first. You should have gotten your food before this person. It just goes to show, be nice. But that's really it. Let me know what you guys thought about that Waffle House fight. Interesting, right? Let's pause here and let's move forward. I didn't mean to spend that much time on that Waffle House fight. All right, you guys. So the next story we're going to talk about is Southwest Airlines. Woo! So did you guys see what? Now, actually, an interesting thing is, so my friend, her parents came in from Mississippi, right? They flew in on Southwest. They flew in for Christmas, and they were supposed to go back home Monday, right? No, Tuesday. They're supposed to go back home Tuesday, and unfortunately, Southwest Airlines decided to cancel a bunch of their flights. Now, I know that, you know, some of the flights were canceled because of the weather conditions, right? And that's understandable, right? But when it comes to canceling flights, you should let your people know, hey, we're experiencing difficulties, we're experiencing this. Like when I went to Vegas last year, when we went to Vegas last year, it was smooth to get to Vegas last year, but coming back from Vegas was not smooth at all, right? Because we checked into our flight and we got to the airport. When we got to the airport, we were delayed. I think we were delayed at least 2 hours. No, we were delayed, 2 hours. We were in that airport for 2 hours because at that time there was a shortage, right? They couldn't find a pilot, and and that was the issue with our plane, the pilot, because we had all the flight attendants, just no damn pilot. So they had to look around and find a pilot for us to be able to come back to Texas. And like I said, we didn't find that out until we got to the airport. And I think that's the most frustrating thing. When you get to the airport, you find out these things instead of you, because you damn sure sent me an email telling me I need to check into the goddamn flight. But then I get here and ain't no damn flight. And that's kind of what happened with Southwest. They canceled so many flights. And I don't know where it was, but I know that I saw a picture where the people didn't make it to their destination, but the luggage made it. How do you fly the luggage out, but not the humans? Like I would be pissed off if I were in that situation, right? Where I probably bought enough food, bought enough clothes and whatnot, so that I can get through the holiday, and I'm expecting to get back home. And now you're telling me, oh, you can't get home. So now I got to try to, and it's the holiday. So when it comes to car rentals, there probably are none. And if there are some, they're expensive. And then you got people who probably have to take a bus to go home. Like it was just a whole ordeal. So I did see where Southwest is, they're looking to refund their people back their money because unfortunately their stock has plummeted because of this situation. And I feel like that's really, if we're being honest with each other, I feel like that's really the only reason why Southwest is now looking to refund people, because of them losing, stock money. Like, it's just interesting to me. I'm glad for me that my family is either local or an hour drive away from here. I'm glad that I don't live in a different state from my family right now, because baby, I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed off. Pissed. Like, it's unacceptable. Again, I get that it was because of the weather, but you still have to make you still have to make concessions. Let people know what's going on before they get there. Because I saw people who were stranded in the airport. Like, I would have been pissed off. PISSED. But, I don't know what's going to happen with Southwest. People are still going to fly with Southwest, but oof. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, guys, so the next story that I want to talk about is an interesting story that I'm still kind of trying to understand a little bit about it. So I saw on social media where this guy, this father, is getting a lot of backlash for giving his son, I believe they're called honey packs. I think that's what they're called, right? Now, in the comment section, if you guys are familiar with it, please let me know. But from what I can ascertain about the honey packs, to me it sounds like it's Viagra, liquid Viagra. I could be wrong, but let me know. It sounds like it's liquid Viagra. And this father was giving it to his son. And his son looks like he's no more than, that boy don't look like he's even double digits. He look like he might be about 8 or 9, maybe even 7. But I saw a lot of people upset about it, right? And the whole thing is, what's so fascinating to me is when it comes to sexualizing children, right? It's always in the media that, it's always a gay agenda to turn kids gay. But then you have people like this man and Boosie who are actually sexualizing their children. And y'all don't say, oh, it's a straight agenda. Like I said, I don't know too much about the honey pack. Like I said, my bare minimum knowledge of what it is it sounds like it's liquid Viagra. And I'm like, why would you? I'm just kind of confused, befuddled, and dumbfounded about why would you give your child something like that. It makes no sense to me. Why would you do that? I just don't understand people. And I feel like he was trying to go for a viral moment, but that viral moment backfired on him. Because I really do feel like that's probably what he was trying to do, was just have a viral moment and be funny and whatnot. But it wasn't funny and it wasn't cute. Especially if, like I said just a minute ago, that this honey packet is Viagra and it's for adults. So, I mean, think about Viagra for a grown ass man. There are, especially if somebody, they tell people who have certain issues, it's not for children. Hell, it's barely for adults. I mean, how many men have to go to the doctor because they took some Viagra and they probably took too much of it and they are too hard and it won't go down and they have to draw the blood out of them, right? So why would you give it to a kid? Stupid as hell is what it really is. Just dumb as fuck. But let me know what you guys think about that story, and we're gonna pause here and move forward. So the next story, you guys, let's talk about Orlando Brown real quick. So this actually happened after I did my video last week too with Orlando Brown. At this point, we just really got to pray for Orlando, because I just don't know what's going on with Orlando. I don't know if he's gotten back on drugs or what. Because even with that mugshot he has, it looks like he is high out of his mind. Like Orlando Brown's mugshot looked like he was high. So Orlando Brown got arrested last week because for domestic abuse, right? So he was in a movie, and I guess the person whose movie this is that he's in, he abused this person. And, on top of, I do know that he has mental health issues, right? And I do know that. So I feel like it might be a mixture of his mental health as well as maybe drugs. I just don't feel like he is. I feel like Orlando Brown is going to be one of those people, and I don't see anything good for him, right? I just feel like if no one intervenes in his life and tries to get him, but when it comes to Orlando Brown, he has to want the help, right? And I just don't know that he does because he's spiraling. And again, I don't know if anybody can help him because he has to want the help. But the person whose movie he was in, he's no longer in that movie, right? And I know that the person said that they believe that this was a mental health episode, and I agree with that, right? But like I said, I also believe that Orlando Brown has probably slipped back into the drugs because I've talked about Orlando Brown a lot this year. The Bow Wow stuff, the Diddy stuff. He says things that are, to most people, it would seem irrational, right? The things that he's saying, and I'm not sitting here saying that the things that he said may not be true. I'm not saying it does. The things he said about Bow Wow and Diddy, I think he said Diddy, right? They do sound far-fetched. They do sound kind of a little far-fetched, but you know, I don't know. I just pray for him, right? I really do pray. I pray for him. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I don't want to see a story that says, Orlando Brown passed away at the age. I don't want to see that. That is something that I just do not want to see. I just want him to get his life together. So yeah, we just gonna have to extend the hands of prayer to Orlando Brown. And that's really all I got. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. So you guys, the next story that I want to talk about very quickly, because I don't want to give her any shine, any light, or anything like that. So you guys know that Jen Shah from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, you guys know she pled guilty to the charges that she was facing, right? And you guys know that originally she was supposed to be sentenced this month, right? But they pushed it out until January 6th, I believe, right? Which is next week. Oh shit. So yeah, she's scheduled to be sentenced next week, and I know that they're pushing for the maximum. I think that the maximum for Jen is 14 years in prison. Now I know that she wants to get a lighter sentence. Girl, no. I don't want Jen to get anything light. I don't want her to get a slap on her wrist. I don't want her to get anything. I want her to take her raggedy behind to jail. Remember the tweet that she said, Teresa walked so that she could run. So I want you to run your ass right into a jail cell where you belong. Like, I just don't like Jen. I have not watched this season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because the episodes that I did watch, she was still professing her innocence, and I'm like, you lying sack of crap. You are still professing your innocence, but we knew current time that you had said that you were guilty of what you did. You took the plea deal. Go to jail, girl. That's really all I got to say about Jen is take your wannabe black ass to jail. That's it. That is all. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you feel like Jen should get them, a good enough time in jail, or do you feel like maybe she should do maybe a few years in prison? Let me know in the comment section below, and we're gonna pause here and wrap up Hot Topics, you guys. All right, you guys, so the last thing that I want to talk about, I talked about her last week, Tamar Braxton. So this week is not a negative story about Tamar Braxton. It's just really us saying, get well soon to Tamar. Because literally after I did my video last week of talking about Tamar and the situation with her on Instagram, throwing subliminals at whoever she was throwing a subliminal. I know people say she was throwing a subliminal at Candy. I know people say it was Eva. I don't know, and I don't care, right? But after that, I did see that Tamar, posted a picture of her in the hospital with, if you are not familiar with anybody who has asthma, she had a breathing machine in her mouth, and I think they said she had the flu. I don't know that for certain that she had the flu, but she was in a hospital. So this is just me saying, Although Tamar can be quite annoying at times, I think she does things for shock value and stunts and shows, right? But this, I can't say that. So we're gonna wish Tamar nothing but well wishes and positive vibes, right? And that's all we got for this week's Hot Topics, you guys. So you guys know we do this every single week. I try to do this at the same time, not always, but we do this at the same time, same channel, same place, same host, JB. And I will see you guys in the next one, you guys. So I will see you guys later on for Love After Lockup. And I will see you guys for Love and Marriage Huntsville and The Real Housewives of Potomac this Sunday. So yeah, you guys, that's really all I got. Let me know what you guys thought about all the stories in the comment section below. You guys, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, share the video, you guys, and until the next time, you guys, stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, be blessed, wash your hands, and you guys have a safe and happy new year. And I will see you guys on the other side of the new year. I was thinking, because you guys know that the 2nd is going to be my 5th year on YouTube. January 2nd marks 5 years that I've been on YouTube. I was thinking about doing a live video for that anniversary, but I don't think I want to do a live video. I feel like I'm going to do I think I'm going to do a pre-recorded video, and I'm just going to just talk about what this journey has been like for me for 5 years. Can't believe I'm approaching 5 years on YouTube. I do want to say right here, right now, thank you guys so much for rocking with me for these 5 years, even if you just recently came aboard or if you've been here the entire time. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means so much to me that you guys take the time out of your day to watch me talk about whatever the hell we talking about. But like I said, I will do a video. Like I said, I was gonna do a live, but I just don't feel like it. So yeah, I'll see you guys for that video on the 2nd. And also, you guys, next week so Married at First Sight returns next week. I am going to make it my mission to do Married at First Sight and be consistent with Married at First Sight. I do always watch the show, but the reviews always fall off because on Wednesdays, there's always usually so many damn shows that come on. But here currently, only thing that we have is Sisters and Abbott Elementary, and those two are easy. Those are scripted, so it's not a lot to it. So I'm going to try to get back into doing Married at First Sight, you guys. But yeah, you guys, I will catch you guys on the flip side.